do great, and your light will shine, and people will come searching for the light. You can figure out a solution to help people get out of debt. We won't be able to get in touch with you. We won't even be able to get in touch with your PA. All we need to is find a niche and be an expert in that niche. Focus, put your 100%. Because when you say, I want to do this, 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 you're not putting 100%, so you can't focus. Put your 100% focus. Like my focus for 2022 is to be an expert in this. Every day I must listen to at least 3 books. I've taught you guys how to listen. You don't have to actually read. You can spend your early morning reading, but the whole day your mind is filled with this. That even in your sleep, you're coming up with ideas of how to. You become a master. That's how you become a master. And president will come to you. How can my country get out of debt? Kenyan president, this president, they're coming to you. We heard that you were able to get so and so person out of debt. How can you help us? This is the problem we are facing. How can you help us?
So I've gone from being the crying person to the one offering help.
I say when you read autobiography, you realize that people found passion from their pain.
From the beginning and even towards till the end, the biggest influence this had on me was for me to value myself in terms of the words I say to myself, the things that I allow in terms of relating to other people. One big one, I always write in caps. Even last week, somebody asked what my biggest lesson has been this year, and I said it was to take action. Like make moves. If you say, okay, because I had this thing where I leave half of what I want to do in my head. Probably I've mentioned this before. And then it feels like I've actually taken those actions. So now when I think about something, when I make a plan about it, I start to take action, no matter how small. I start to reach out to someone or do something on the spot. And it happened during that time when we were reading about marketing and accounting. So if I say, oh, I will do this, instead of saying I will, now there's WhatsApp. Since I can't call right away, I can say hello on WhatsApp and make sure that I put myself on track to get that thing to happen. So those are the two things for me: valuing myself more and taking action. Daily life, thought process. Linda said something about making sure she did the dishes before bed and things like that. Just tiny habits. I loved how I saw everybody evolve. Like how every week the energy kept going up and kept going up. And I hope this is not taking the wrong way, but my favorite person in this gang is Linda.
How did I know? When you say favorite person, I just said Linda in my mind.
Like a lot of things I've learned from this group, a lot of them have been passive also. I wouldn't lie.
I remember even before I started the program, like you were one of the first people that said, I'm waiting for you when you start something in Africa, I'll be waiting. And I always knew I had you. And I knew from the beginning you were very encouraging. You became the group leader. In my mind, I was like, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint race. I remember when you used to respond to everybody's post. As much as I worried, I'm like, she's going to get burnt out. She's going to get burnt out. She can't continue this for 6 months. But I was also impressed that you're a team leader. You're not, there are some leaders that are like, are you following? No, but you're the kind of leader that go back and make sure that everybody is following. You're not just looking back and saying that you're following. And that's something barely, like being around you, like you know yourself, you know your strengths, you know who you are. So that makes you lead. Like some leaders are intimidated by the people that they're leading, some people that they're leading, but you're not intimidated. You go back and say, oh, you're weak in this area, I would help you, and I watch you grow. And of course, like I said, I have been tough on you. And some days I'll get up the phone. I was like, God, why did you make me this tough on this girl? Why am I? Because sometimes I've been saying this to everybody. I like even the things I said to you, even about the contract. What just come to my head at that moment, and I just say, and I've learned to know that that's not me talking. That's the Holy Spirit. And there are times I would record things for you, and I would say, why am I harsh on this girl? Or why am I saying this? Now that I'm looking back, it's that leadership part of you. But it's just that you need the part that you need to soften up a little bit, especially that you're children. Because like I said, that God has two different sides. He has that harsh part and he has that love part. It's that love softened part that you use to woo people to you. And then when they come, you now say, okay, now that you've come, this is the boundary. This is what you cannot do. This is what you can do. Da, 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 da. But then that love is what is going to keep them going. So you're still saying this is what you cannot do, but you're still giving them love. So you're harsh there and then you're giving them love. And now sometimes I want to come back and say sorry for, and then my mind will say, no, you've said it, let it go. Keep moving. She'll be fine. But then now I look back, I see that I had to be like that.
I found a community where I could speak safely. It's not like I didn't tell other people, but the things I opened up to say here were way deeper. Coach Christy knows everything, like right from when I was born. She knows all of this right now. So I've never had the opportunity to speak like that. I am 43. This was the most trying point in my life. Things I never knew. So I went from giving people things to not having anything. I went from staying in duplex up until 1st of October 2019. So if you say I take it in good stride, I don't, just the strength of God. I think people say, oh, when they hear it, some cry. Not everybody, this is how I know that not everybody has the capacity to hear what is going on. So I don't even bother telling everyone. I just say what I can say. And when I weigh and see your capacity, and I leave it at that.
That's amazing. In every group, there's always someone that makes me cry. But I know this program works. I knew the program worked even before I started because it worked on me. And now I even hear you guys talk, I'm like, the Holy Spirit has been directing me how I even put each topic. It's not like I sat down for 3 months and I thought about it. I just wrote it out, and just for each topic to flow and flow and flow. Anyways, back to you. Like, I'm speechless. Like, how can you explain that something? Well, you went into first of all, you didn't have a place. Then you went to an empty place. Now you have things inside the empty place. Like,
no, we haven't met. Okay, so I thank God I met you virtually, and I can't wait to meet you physically. And I pray that for all that we have learned here, we'll be able to replicate it, and we'll also touch lives in our various fields. I think that I learned a lot. And I don't think that, I have gone to school, I have finished my first degree, master's, but I don't think that I have actually experienced what I have experienced in my life for this in 6 months in my life, because for the first 6 months in a year, I have read more books than I ever thought I would read. The things I didn't like. And Christy was always available. There was no day she said, oh, I am not well, so today they take the day off. I'm like, hey, this woman. By 7:30, I am on. The most excuse Christy will give us, give me 10 minutes or give me 20 minutes. But she was always there, like, so is she not tired? So just one day, can't she let us just go through this thing without saying, oh, we don't have a class today, but you were very dedicated. Christy, I'm laughing at me. Anyway, but you were very dedicated, and I like the dedication. So that's one takeaway. Whatever project I decide to put my hands on, I am actually going to be very dedicated. No excuses. And look at the time you would listen to all our assignments and then give us feedback. It was something else. You are a busy woman. You have other things, and you still make time for us. What else? What else can we ask for a sister? What else can we ask for a sister? What else can we ask from a sister? I think 2020, 2021 was just.
It's a happy, sweet, happy, sad movie. Wow. Now that you're telling me the story, I'm like, oh, because I forgotten. I was like, oh yeah, she came for health and beauty. I remember talking to you. I was like, I like this lady. I want her to be in my power pack. This group, I call you guys the power pack group. I was like, she must be in my power pack group. I'm like, what is she doing? Because the skincare is just 6 weeks. And we're talking about food, which didn't even, I realized that didn't even work with the ladies in Africa. I had to even close down the group because people were not serious. So I was like, you have to be in this group. This is the group that you belong. And this is how I form groups. When I talk to you, I sense who you are, and I'm like, okay, you will fit with this group.
Yeah.
But when you started changing, I was like, wow, who is this lady? Like, it was like I was talking to a totally different person. Totally different person. Like, who is this person? Now that I literally forgot about our first encounter, honestly.
Yeah, I remember all because it was just there. There was no way I could forget because it was very impactful.
Yes, I did remember because this new person had already taken over. I'm like, wow, that's so improved.
Your patience for me stood a time for me, like being able to accommodate us, listen to assignments we send back, you listen and give us feedback. I said it is not easy. You're not charging 1 naira this. So that one alone humbled me. I said, see, going back to the class. And this class gave me opportunity to really express my part, as in I was able to open up. I was able to open up, speak out things that felt that's been hindering me. I've learned to let go of things. I've matured into let me say, an adult. Listen more, talk less. I give out words of wisdom. Where did I learn that from? It's not from school, just in this teaching class. When I started, I didn't start off as if someone who knows what she wants. So I started off like, I always talk about one thing, always complaining of one thing. But when I think that was when I haven't understood anything. So that's how it is. So I would say thank you to you, thank you to everyone, thank you to always listening. Even when at that beginning I was sounding as if she doesn't know what she wants. Everybody kept listening. No one just criticized. No one, as in, it was just an open field for me to express myself. So it was just an avenue for me to go see myself. So I'm so happy. So if they say one of the happiest person I am, one of the transformed person I am, one of the confident woman I am, see me, now me believe. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I am happy.
I knew it would come down to this at the point. Like I said in the beginning, I doubted I said, what was I thinking? Because it was 8 women, and they were like strong, confident. Everybody was talking, but it's not like what you were saying was bad or where you were, but in my mind, I was like, I misjudged. I was like, you should be in another group where everybody was like where you were, not like mentally. It was just where you were emotionally and just your mindset. And I was like, these ladies will crush you. Because I remember in the beginning when we start, you would just go on a tangent. You would just be going, talk about. I was like, God, how can I even get that? But and then when we got we got to a point where you say, I didn't just read what you gave me. I even went and listened to other things. I even went and did this. I even told my husband, we're even listening to it together. I was like, wow, this is transformation. This is like a miracle. Like and then the way you healed, especially when we had the one-on-one, we really talked about dad. We really talked about your mother. One thing I love about you so much is that you were able to open up. You were like, whatever, this is all I got. Wow. So when we wasn't I had to push and you just gave me everything. For now, it was a situation where I had to figure out, okay, but you leveled up and you grew. Like, I can't even explain it.
Thank God. Thank you.
And I want you to carry the same mentality to the world. When you walk into a room filled with strong, powerful women, never be intimidated. You were in a room filled with strong, powerful women, and you won.